It's Nicole Wilkins with FitnessRx for Women. This is my next question and answer segment where I took your questions from Facebook and I'm going to answer them for you today. The first question I have is, hi Nicole, I've been experiencing knee pain following my leg day workouts. I've been training legs heavy 2 days a week. I don't have a trainer and I get most of my exercises from magazines and YouTube. I'm wondering if my form is off on one of my leg exercises and if there is likely culprit or if this is normal as the weight I use has continued to increase and I have been doing intense supersets. Thanks for listening. Whenever I'm lifting heavy squats and I go a little bit heavier than I normally do, the next day and later that night I might have some knee soreness, but it goes away within 24 hours. I'm not sure what your form looks like because I haven't seen you work out, but I would be careful to make sure that your form is proper, especially as you continue lifting heavy. You've got to get the basics of your form down, or else when you increase the weight, you could definitely injure yourself. Squats are usually one thing that can cause some knee issues, or lunges if done improperly, if your knees are going over your toes. Make sure that your heels are down on the ground and you're sticking your butt back as you go lower. And do make sure that you can get those repetitions done with proper form before you increase the weight. 2 times a week, if you're lifting really intense, can be a lot because your quads are a pretty big muscle in your body. So might need more time to recover. And if you're adding in cardio or you're doing any jumping or running or plyometrics in between there, it might just be your body saying, hey, look, you're working these legs a little bit too hard. So maybe try backing it down to 1 time a week, or if you want to do 2 times a week, focus more on quads one day and glutes and hamstrings the other day. When counting calories or carbs, is it important to count the low starch veggies like greens, mushrooms, etc.? And can you eat too many of these vegetables? I always count vegetables toward my total carb intake. Some people might disagree with me, but I think everything that you eat should be counted toward your total calorie intake. They're not free. Even though they're low calorie, they are calories. So can you eat too much? It's really, yeah, you can eat too much of anything. Eating too many vegetables is going to make you very uncomfortable. One, it's going to make you feel really full because of the fiber. And it can also either bind you or make you go to the restroom a lot. So I would definitely count those towards your total intake. And I don't know why, I guess you can eat a large amount of vegetables, but you're probably going to be a little bit uncomfortable. What are the best exercises for the glute hamstring tie-in? I work glutes and hamstrings about 2 times per week. 3 sets of 15, but I'm not seeing the progress in this area. I feel like you need to probably do higher volume, meaning more exercises and more total sets per workout. Some of the best exercises for the glute hamstring tie-in, which is right underneath the butt cheek, are squats, low squats, going intertubal low parallel, walking lunges, step-ups on a bench. You can do reverse lunges off of a platform, sumo squats, butt blaster or cable kickbacks, one-legged leg press. Those are some of my favorite exercises. My question is, if you take multivitamins, do you need additional calcium tablet if you lift weight? Thank you. I don't think that's necessary unless you are calcium deficient, which is something I would talk to your doctor about. When lifting weights, calcium can help with strengthening your bones, and weightlifting actually does that. So if you're taking a multivitamin, you're eating a solid diet with a lot of green vegetables, a little bit of dairy, which contains calcium, or even almond milk and a lot of those lactose-free milk alternatives contain a lot of calcium. I don't really think there's a need to take an additional calcium supplement, but again, I would talk to your doctor about that. And the last question I have is, how often do you take rest weeks? I have heard if you train consistently, you need a rest week every 4 months or so. And is this the rest from lifting only or complete rest? This is going to vary from person to person. There's no set rule that says every 4 months you have to take a week off of working out. I do think taking a rest day or two every week is really important. And for me, a rest day is off of everything completely. I haven't taken a rest week in a very long time. If I do at all, it's usually maybe 1 week a year. And but again, I mean, I know a guy who I used to work with who was in his mid-40s, and he felt like after 3 weeks of training, his body was kind of hitting a wall and getting really sore and not recovering very well. So he would take a rest week, and then it would refresh him for the next 3 weeks of training. So he would actually take a rest week every month, but that's what worked for him. So I think it's best to listen to your body and make that determination on your own. Those are my questions for this week. Until next week, keep asking your questions on the FitnessRx for Women Facebook page, and I'll be back here every Friday to answer them for you. Until then, live the fit life.